All right, so I'm going to try and run this again with the changes that I made, and we'll see if that works at all. Like I said, this has to do with the way that the scanner is reading this in. So we'll call this top stitch threads. Enter the number of items your store carries, 3. See, it's strange here. I want it to type here, but it won't. It just skips and it reads an item ID, which is strange. So, what if I how do I get it to stop reading in item ID? That's the problem. Is that it's reading in item ID as item name. So, how do I get it to stop doing that? Let's think about this. I mean, the easiest thing to do would put the ID in the inventory first, but that doesn't really help me overall. What would happen if I read next? It'll read the tokens, which is kind of annoying though, right? I mean, let's see. Scanner. Returns representation of the scanner. I'm looking at all the strings. Next line advances the scanner past the current line and returns the input that was skipped. The thing is that we didn't put any input in. We put some output in. So let's see if someone else has come across this. Scanner, next line, skips. Why is scanner skipping next line after use of other? Next. Let's see what they say. Oh, they're saying enter it all in as 1. Some reading. Reading from the cursor's current position. In this case, it will start reading just after the 1. This issue can be solved by either of the following two ways. Reading the complete line for the integer and converting it into an integer, or read the leftover new line. Okay, so let's see. It looks like they're consuming the leftover line from the new line. So it looks like they use next line after they use some sort of integer. But it also looks like they have them put it in 1 by 1. So let's see if we can do that. Let's see if that helps. So we're going to need to put some sort of system.out.print. Consuming the leftover new line using the next line method. Oh, I wonder if we can put that here. Let's play. That's the point of this. In dot next line. So we're reading an empty line. What will happen if I do that? My store carries 3 items. Item name, shirt. Item ID, 76. Item inventory, 3. Item name, hat. This is going better. Item name, 80, or item ID, 86. Item inventory, 2. Item name, dress. Item ID, 96. Item inventory, let's say I have 4. Ooh. Wow, let's see what happened here. Okay, so it did not read. On the plus side, Top Stitch Threads has 3 items. It's great. So what did it not read? It did not read my actual initial hat name, which I want it to read. So what is it reading? What if I put it as a print? Will that fix my problem? I'm just gonna do one list. Just try and make this go quickly. So, item name, shirt, item ID, 34. Nope, still not reading that in. I have a feeling maybe I need, let's see if in dot read line here helps. Maybe reading that line helps. And I don't think I need this print line here. I think it's a next line. Let's see. One item, shirt. Oh. And now what is happening? Oh, double. Okay, so that probably didn't help. Oh, it did in a weird way though. Like you'd have to know to hit enter. So let's take this out. Because I had to like hit enter in order for it to go. And if I were the user, I would never know to do that. So let's try it again. There we go. All right, so let's see what we did here. So after the store's name, I put an it read the next line. Then it read the next int. So before I got it to read the next line inside here, I wanted to read the next line to kind of just purge that out. Okay? So then inside here, so it purges whatever came after next int. So it pushes me to the next line is what it happens. So the int, it pushes me to the next line. That way, when I type this out, it will read whatever the next input line is. Because here it was saying, I think this is the same thing as what was happening here, is that it was reading, I believe, just new line. Okay, so I believe that's what was occurring. So in order for us to purge that new line, we just had to have it read the empty new line. Or not empty, but just the new line character. So now let's see if we can get more than one thing in our list. So my storage name is going to be the same. Now it'll have 3 items. It'll have a shirt with an ID of 76 and maybe 4 of them. And it'll have a dress with, oh, here we go. What happened? Oh, with my for loop. Oh, what did I forget to do? Same thing I forgot to do here. I had to, after my int, after my next int, I had to read in another line to purge that. I never purged that inside this loop. And since I only ran it once, it didn't have any issues. But since when I ran it more than once, it did. So I'm going to have to purge again after the int, the new line. So in dot next line. So again, I'm purging that new line here. And the only reason I'm hitting this is because I'm getting more than one item. So let's see if we fix that problem. Three items, item name, shirt, item ID 45, 5, dress, cross your fingers, item ID 36, item inventory 7, item name socks, item ID 23, item inventory 7. Look at that. There we go. So Top Stitch Threads has 3 items. Now what's cool is, because I used my ToString, which I'm not going to show you because you guys can do that yourself, I could print, and when I printed out my store, it printed out exactly what I wanted it to print out instead of printing out a reference. Because that used the ToString method. And then I also wrote the method for display store. Now, I didn't sort it or anything. You can if you want, but you can see that it printed out each thing, shirt with an ID and the inventory. If that was really good, I'd go back into display store and put, I probably will anyway, but put something that said item ID and, what do you call it? Inventory right here so that I know what I'm talking about. Because, right, I mean, you can't really tell from here. But that's how we want to read stuff in and how we fill them in, how we create the list, how we fill the list with an item. We don't have to create each new item. All you have to do is put list at I becomes new item and fill those things in. The takeaways from this are how to read in from the scanner. We need to purge a next line anytime we have a next int and we want to read a string in. So here and here. And also how to create and fill an array of objects. And here are list objects. So our item. Here a list is the name and it's a list of items. So there you go. Okay, I did edit it just a little bit to give you guys the list. I did not use any formatting because not everybody's going to use formatting. I did use formatting in the handout I gave you guys, but this one didn't have any formatting in it. So it might come out a little tiny bit wonky, but we can make do. So we'll say 2 items now. Shirt, 45, maybe 6. Maybe socks, maybe 75, maybe, I don't know, 5. So there you go. It says inventory remaining, item, inventory remaining. Could like add some extra tabs here if I wanted to like make it a little bit better, but this is totally acceptable for me. Formatting is not the biggest issue here. It's if you can print all this stuff out. So, I mean, it should look a little bit spaced out, kind of like mine does, but I don't need it to be perfect. Anyway, but if you want to use formatting, you're more than welcome to, because it is very helpful in cases like these to make kind of a table. It does make it look very nice. So anyway, hopefully this was helpful to you.